Hello everyone and welcome to Now How. Today I have a truly exciting and practical Excel feature to share with you, the translate function. Whether you are working with international teams, creating multilingual report, or simply exploring how Excel can break down language barriers, in this video we are diving deep into how the translate function can transform your workflow. First I will show you the basics, how it works, and what you can do with it. Next, we will take it a step further by creating a drop-down list to translate your text into multiple languages with just a click. Finally, I will reveal a powerful trick using XLOOKUP to replace those confusing language codes with proper language names in your drop-down. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a solid grasp of these tools and you will see how easily Excel can help you communicate across languages. Let's get started. So here you can see that we have the customer feedback in English language, and if we want to translate it into some other language, how we can do this, let's learn. So here in this cell I will write equal translate. In the syntax of the translate function, you can see that we have three things. The first thing is the text that we want to translate. Second is the source language, that in which language we have the text. And thirdly, we have the target language, that in which language we want to translate. So first I am going to select this text. I'll go to this first cell and then press Ctrl Shift right arrow and then the down arrow. After this, I'll select the source language, and you can see that the languages are present with some codes. So in inverted commas, I will write EN for English. You can scroll it down to select the language, or if you know the code, you can directly type in. Next, I have to provide the target language. So for example, if I want to translate it into Hindi, then I will write HI in inverted commas. After this, I will close this bracket and press enter. And now you can see that the Excel is translating it into Hindi. Please provide your feedback in the comments because I don't know is it correct or not. Another related function is the detect language tool. So here in the cell I will write equal detect language and then select this text, close this bracket and press enter. So you can see that it is providing me the code HI, which means that this text is written in Hindi language. Another thing that we can do is that if I write equal and then use the function translate, after this I'll just provide this text, close this bracket and press enter. You can see that it just simply translates it into English because the machine language on my computer is English. So I don't need to specify the languages. It automatically detects the language and translate into the language of my computer. Now let's move to its practical applications. So in this sheet you can see that we have the instructions of working in a lab, but these instructions is in English language. If we want to create a drop-down list here and then just simply use this drop-down list to translate into different languages, how we can do this, let's learn. First, to create the drop-down list, I'll go to this cell and then I need to go to the data tab and then to this data validation. Here I will choose the list, and in the list I will provide the languages with codes like EN, FR for French, HI for Hindi, and DE for German language, and then just hit the OK. Now you can see that I have created the language codes here. After this, I'll put this text to somewhere else. I'm just copying it and pasting it here. After pasting it somewhere else, I'll go to this first cell and here I will write equal translate the text from this cell. After this, the source language is English, so I'll write EN in inverted commas. Then the target language will be selected from this drop down cell. So I will select this cell, fix it with the help of F4 key, close this bracket and press enter. Now you can see that if I change the language, the first cell is changed automatically. So it means that it's working. Now to apply it all, I'll press Ctrl Shift down arrow and then F2 and Ctrl enter and move this to the right. So you can see that the instructions are translated into Hindi language. If I change the language from the drop down, the text is automatically changing into the next language. So I can very easily switch between different languages using this function. And now I'm going to hide this extra cell. So I'll press Ctrl Shift right arrow and then the down arrow and just click anywhere and select hide. So here in this example, I have the required document for any scholarship and the checklist I want to show in different languages. Instead of just giving codes, I actually want to write the names of the language. For this purpose, again I have to go to the data validation under the data tab and then I'll select this list, and under the list I'll select these languages and then click OK. So now we have created the drop down list for the languages. Now I will just copy this text and paste it somewhere else. After this, I'll go to this first cell and here I will apply the translate function. So I will write equal translate, choose the text, provide the source language in inverted commas, and for the target language, if I select this cell and then close this bracket and press enter, now you can see that if I switch to another language, the error occurs in this sheet because in the function we are providing the whole word instead of providing the code for the language. Now to extract that code from this list that I have developed earlier, we can use the lookup function. So I will write XLOOKUP and I will select this lookup value from this drop down cell and fix it with the help of F4. Next I need to provide the lookup array. So this language is my lookup array and again I will fix them with F4, and the return array are these codes and again fix them with F4, close another bracket for the translate function and next hit the enter. So now you see that the cell is translated into the language that I select in this drop down list. To apply it to all, I'll go to this cell, press Ctrl Shift down arrow, F2 and Ctrl enter and then drag it to right. So let's see how it works. If I switch to another language, the checklist is translating automatically, which means that we have done our job. Our next task is to hide these cells. So I'll go to this cell, press Ctrl Shift right and then the down arrow, click anywhere and choose the hide. And if we want to unhide them again, I will click this cell to select all the worksheet and then on the top column I will right click and select unhide. And there you have it, an in-depth Look at the translate function in Excel from its basic to advanced techniques like drop-down list and the powerful lookup combo. I hope this tutorial showed you just how versatile Excel can be in making your work accessible and seamless across different languages. If this video helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Know How, and share it with anyone you think might benefit from these features. I would also love to hear how you are planning to use these functions in your own work. So let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial.